15 years ago, I killed a baby and said it was an accident.
This is the little boy that you killed? What else did you put down the baby's throat?
Alcohol, antidepressant.
Antidepressants. You lied to the police about what you did to this child.
Yes, sir.
And why did you lie? To save your own ass. You had no problem with killing the little boy. You let this mother live for 15 years, not knowing the truth. You stole a little boy's life. There's a little boy that you killed. And you want forgiveness from the mother. You get no redemption at all. None. The only thing I can do is hope you rot in hell. Child killer, stand up!
Turned your punishment over to God a long time ago. But if you burn in hell for this, I hope it hurts.
Welcome to the show. My guest is Jeannie, and you're here to make a confession.
Yes.
What confession are you here to make?
15 years ago, I killed a baby and said it was an accident. And I'm here today to tell Kimberly, the mother of the baby that I killed, so she can have closure and ask for her forgiveness.
Oh, hell no.
15 years ago, you killed the baby.
Yes.
And you're here today because the mother doesn't know the truth about what happened.
No.
And you want forgiveness from the mother.
Yes.
You lied about this to the police 15 years ago.
Yes.
Why are you telling the truth now?
I started watching, well, I tried and tried. I even went to the police department when I got released from jail in January of March of 1994. I tried, but I was scared to tell the truth. I don't know why.
How did you kill this baby?
Well, we left Kimberly and my son Michael and I left Arkansas, and we went up to South Lake Tahoe, California. We're staying in a motel. They were in one room, I was in the other room. They wanted to be alone, and I had been drinking all day and taking my medication. I tried to get out of it. They said they would only be gone for about an hour.
And what happened?
Sean was crying and crying and crying.
This is the little boy you killed?
Yes. I would never, ever, ever, ever cause harm to a baby.
No, you did. You killed the baby.
I know. I don't know what happened, but I gave Sean alcohol, and I gave...
How old was this boy, this little boy?
He was almost a year old.
10 months, right?
Yes.
And this is the little boy up on the screen? This is the little boy that you killed? And how did you kill him again? Why are you crying? Are you trying to get anybody to feel sorry for you?
No.
Were you crying when you were pouring the alcohol down his throat?
No.
What else did you put down the baby's throat?
Belleville.
And what kind of pills are those?
Antidepressant.
Antidepressants. How many pills were you shoving down that 10-month-old's mouth?
1 or 2.
1 or 2. With some alcohol. 10 months old. And why did you do that?
I don't know, Steve. I don't know.
You do know.
No, I don't.
What person doesn't know when they're pouring alcohol and pills down a baby's mouth?
I don't know, Steve. But that's
If
why
you
I
honestly
came
didn't
on
know,
this show.
why didn't you tell the police that? What did you tell the police?
I told them that I was in the bathroom and that Sean got a hold of my pills.
You said a 10-month-old got a hold of my pills and what?
And he started choking and making gasping sounds. And I've been living that life for 15 years.
So you knew that you did something so bad that you lied about to the police about what you did to this child, right?
Yes.
You lied.
Yes, sir.
And why did you lie? To save your own ass.
I know that then, but now I can't live with this anymore.
You've lived with it for 15 years. You've been doing a pretty good job living with it.
I can't live with it anymore. I've been trying to find some
Why,
way.
are you scared because the end is near now? That's what it is. For 15 years, as long as you're healthy and you can go about your life, you had no problem with killing a little boy. But now you're sick, and you're fearing it might be the end. Now you want a little piece. Where's that boy's little piece? Where's I look at that little boy, and then I see what he died of. No reason to die. No reason whatsoever. Baby died of drug overdose and an alcohol blood level of 0.22.
I deserve to be in prison.
You deserve them. Why didn't you say to the police, I killed this baby. I know what I did. I want to go away. Put me away because I killed this 10-year-old little boy.
That's why I'm on the show today.
Is that why you're on the show today?
Yes.
Why are you on my show today?
To tell Kimberly and to have her know what I did.
What does she think happened to that baby? Does she think all these years that her son accidentally got into these drugs? That he accidentally drank a pint of vodka? You let this mother live for 15 years not knowing the truth?
Yes.
And what do you want today?
It's not so much forgiveness. I want the truth out, and I want to be retried again. Oh, I do.
What police station is responsible for this botchery of this case?
El Dorado County Jail in South Lake Tahoe, California.
How did they screw this up so bad?
I don't know.
Was somebody so lazy that they didn't want to look at the facts? I mean, it screams out at you that this baby was killed. How does a 10-month-old have a 0.22 alcohol content and drugs? You were charged with involuntary manslaughter, and you pled out. You took a good deal, right?
Yes, sir.
You didn't want to go to jail too long, did you? Did you? You didn't want to go to jail too long.
I took whatever they told me to take.
Yeah. But you lied about what you did.
Yes, sir, I did.
15 months flew by like that, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
How fast do you think his life flew by?
Too fast.
And who ended it?
I did.
And for what reason?
I have no idea.
How do you sit there and tell me you have no idea why you ended a 10-month-old little boy's life?
Because I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
You don't remember when you were pouring alcohol in his mouth and shoving those pills in his mouth why you did it?
I don't know.
What was going through your mind when you were shoving those pills
I don't
in his
know.
mouth? What were you thinking?
I don't know.
Was he crying?
Yes.
Is that why you were giving him the pills and alcohol to make him stop crying? Baby was crying, right? That's why you did it. You want the baby to stop crying. Got on your nerves a little bit. So, what do? To quiet the baby? Alcohol and pills. Isn't that the truth? And before we go any further, we'll find out if you really did it, what you're saying is the truth, or if you're just some crazy old lady. You took a lie detector test. We wanted to make sure what you're saying is the truth. You were asked, did you force pills down Sean's throat? You answered yes. Did you pour alcohol into Sean's mouth? You answered yes. Did you lie to the police about how Sean got the pills? Yes. Do you believe that you caused Sean's death? Yes. And you've told the truth. Stand up for a second. There's a little boy that you killed. Take a good look at him. Tell the baby why you killed him. Tell Sean why you killed him.
Sean, I wish that night never happened. I don't know why. I don't know why. I ask myself that question every single day of my life.
You come on the show and you want forgiveness, and you lied about it for years and years and years. You let a mother live without the truth for all these years. So you tell the little boy, I murdered you, Sean.
I tell him that every day of my life.
Well, tell him now.
Sean, I killed you with drugs and alcohol. And I let your mother didn't know. I let your mother think that it was an accident.
Think he forgives you?
No. I don't know.
You don't know?
No, he doesn't forgive me, just like his mother probably won't.
Whenever you're asleep and you're dreaming about things, you ever dream about him? Does he ever come to you?
Every night.
He comes to you every night?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
And what does he say to you? Maybe he's just had pills in his mouth and alcohol when he comes to you, right? Or does he say, please don't kill me. Please don't shove that in my mouth. I'd like to see my mom again. I'm sorry I cried. I'm sorry you felt you needed to kill me because I'm a 10-month-old baby and I'm crying. Who could do that? Kill a child because it was crying.
Evidently me, because I did.
Evidently, it's not evidently, you did. And then you lied about it. You lied about it to the police, you lied about it to the mother, and you took a plea deal because you didn't want your ass rotting away in jail. You wanted to get out. I don't want to suffer in jail. But no, did he have a choice? You got some sweetheart deal from some cops that were too lazy to know what was going on, that wanted to give you a sweetheart deal. What does he get? Does he get a sweetheart deal?
No, he dies.
His sweetheart deal is he gets to lay in the ground for eternity and never even get to enjoy a life. You ever visit his grave?
I wasn't allowed to.
15 years. You haven't talked to the mother. You haven't gone to the grave.
This was the only way I knew of getting a hold of
15
Kimberly.
years? 15 years? Your son was with her. They were together. So you got out, no way you could track her down. You let her live with 15 years of not knowing the truth.
My son would not, I asked
You know what? I don't give a damn what excuse you're going to make right now. 15 years. You were at the hospital with Sean, right?
Yes.
And Kimberly came, and they handed her dead son, right?
I wasn't back there, but yes.
But you saw Kimberly.
Yes.
And what about that opportunity to tell her what happened? What about that opportunity to say, I killed your son?
At that time, I went into shock. And
You went into shock.
yes, and at that time,
You went into shock.
when I found out that he died.
You're really going to sit there and tell me you went into shock because the baby died?
Yes.
I'm going to go back, and again, I'm going to ask you, what did you think was going to happen when you were pouring that alcohol and shoving pills down a 10-month-old throat? What the hell did you think was going to happen? You were in shock. No, you know what? I'm going to go in shock knowing that you only got 15 months. I'm in shock that you only did 15 months in jail. I'm shocked that you let a mother live all this time not knowing the truth. And I'm shocked you're on my stage and you have the audacity to ask for forgiveness. Oh, forgive. Forgive. It's real easy to say, you should forgive her. I wonder if that mother could ever forgive. If Sean could come back and talk, I wonder if he could forgive. You'd even let him grow to an age where he even knows what the word forgive is. You told the police that Sean ate the medicine because he thought it was candy. Just making up stories and lies to save your own ass. Look at mom and son. So happy together. All the horrible things that can happen to a child. And just no need for this whatsoever. Because he cried. Maybe he was crying because he was missing his mom. Because he's 10 months old. And you kill him. Would you like me to take you to Kimberly and ask for her forgiveness? Would you like that?
Yes.
Then ask me to take you to go see Kimberly.
Would you take me to see Kimberly?
Would I take you to go see Kimberly?
Does you want to see me?
I'm not going to take you to go see Kimberly.
Okay.
I would never allow you to go see Kimberly.
Okay.
You deserve nothing.
Right.
You don't deserve to get whatever good feeling you want out of this. Whatever you want out of this, you don't get. You want something, you want to be able to rest in peace, knowing you killed that little boy. You come here not for her, but for yourself. You come here for yourself. 15 years? Yeah, I was really eating away at you. And you want something, well, you get nothing.
I don't want nothing.
You get to rot in hell. That's what you get. You get to live. You get no redemption at all. None. You know what? Now, you can get your ass out of that seat. Where you go?
I don't know.
You're not going anywhere. Child killer, stand up. Get out of my chair. contacted the prosecutor up there. And I found out I can't have you recharged or arrested. I can't have you questioned. I can't have this case reopened.
Why not?
You know why not.
No, I don't.
I don't think you're that dumb. I think you know why. And I think you know why you took that deal. Because you beat the system and you fall into double jeopardy. Because they know what happened to the baby. But somebody out there didn't want to go through the time and trouble to make sure that you were charged properly and see it through and send your ass to jail forever. And when they offered you that sweetheart deal, because you didn't want to rot away in jail, you wanted to get out and go on and join your life. Oh! Because if you really wanted to pay for what you did, you would have told Kimberly, I killed your baby. You would have told the police, you would have told that prosecutor, no, I don't want 15 months. I want to go away forever because I killed a little boy because he was crying. I want to go to jail. 15 months, are you crazy? You know what? You can't be punished for this. Not by the police, not by the prosecutor. I'm punishing you. I'm punishing you. I'm showing everybody what you did, and your punishment is no redemption. None. You know what? I cannot say enough vile or hurtful things to you. I can't make you feel bad enough. The only thing I can do is hope you rot in hell. Get off my stage! Take her off! Kimberly, the mother of this young son who's in the photo, she came here because this woman wanted to tell her something. I'm not going to allow that to happen. So I'm not going to allow that woman to get anything from Kimberly. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk to Kimberly. She gets to go in her grave knowing that she did this and she's going to suffer for it. And she's going to rot in hell.
You bend your knees to God. Because He's the only one that can ever give you absolution, peace, or forgiveness, because you'll never get it from me.
Tomorrow, 14, the first time that you slept with a man for money. Do you know your daughter's a prostitute? Have you taken money from her prostitution activities?
I have.
How can you stand up here as a mother and let your daughter be a prostitute? What did you just say? You said, what happens to me? I don't give a damn. You're selfish. Your daughter's out there doing it, and you want to be worried about what happens to you? I'm offering you your life here. We're going to get you in that school if I have to walk you in that school myself. Tomorrow. Hello, Kimberly.
Steve?
How you doing?
Well, I think I might be okay.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to say I was very sorry to hear about your son.
Thank you.
And you know Jeannie was here to tell you something.
I was told that, yes.
I'm going to have to ask you, do you want to hear what she had to say?
I can listen to what she has to say, because the way I was raised, I can't expect God to hear me and what I have to say if I can't hear someone else. But as for a real interest in what she has to say, nothing she has to say can change anything that happened then, and it's certainly not going to bring my son back.
Let me ask you something. What do you, and I know this has got to be tremendously hard.
It hasn't been easy.
I can imagine. I can't imagine.
I don't want you to.
I don't blame you.
I don't want anybody to have
What
to.
do you think happened to your son?
The story I was given at the time was that she had given him alcohol in his bottle. I believe the police officer said it was gin. His blood alcohol level was .22. And the story that she told at that time was that she had taken her antidepressant medication and had to go to the bathroom very quickly, and she threw the bottle on the bed with the baby. And somehow he must have got it open, or the lid must have popped off, and he got into them himself.
Do you believe that story?
No, not really. We did some at-home experiments with your typical prescription bottles, even the non-child-proof bottles, and you can bounce them off a concrete floor.
That's just
And the lid
impossible for
not
a
pop off
10-month-old boy to open that.
It's
When she gets charged and she gets locked up and she goes, before a judge and gets 15 months, what did you think about that?
actually, I didn't know that she only did 15 months until just this past week. I was not really any part of the trial. I didn't even remain in the same state. And I found out later when the prosecuting attorney called me that she got charged and was sentenced to 6 years for willful neglect of a child. I was under the impression that she would have to do all 6 of those years. And I found out just this past week she only served 15 months.
So you weren't even aware that she only did 15 months?
No, I wasn't.
You thought she was going to do 6 years?
Even 6 years wouldn't have been enough.
I'm not going to allow her to come and tell you what happened.
Okay.
If you would like to know, I'll tell you. I'm not going to allow her to come and tell you what happened because I think she's doing it for herself. She's older now, she's sickly, and I think she wants redemption. She wants to go to her grave in peace. And I think she wants to get something from you. And whether you want to give it or not, I'm not going to allow her to have it.
I want nothing from her, and I have nothing to
For
give
doing what she
her.
did to your boy, she's not getting anything.
I have.
But I want to ask you, do you want to know what she had to say? And if you don't want to know, I'm okay with that too.
I'm thinking about that one because part of me says, well, yeah, I'd kind of really like to know, and another part of me says, no, I don't need to know because when all of it happened, they asked me then, the police investigators and everybody asked me then if I felt like she was being charged with enough, if I felt like she was going to do enough time. And I told them then that prison was never going to be a punishment that would fit, that would ever work. Because if she was telling the truth and it was an accident, prison time would be enough. But if she was lying and there was anything that she had done deliberately to kill my son, knowingly, then I prayed to God that He would punish her for it, that it would eat at her.
Do you want to know what she had to say?
Yes, I do.
Do you want to know what she had to say?
Yes, I do.
She came on the show and she told me that she gave your son alcohol because he was crying. And she deliberately took those pills and stuffed them down your boy's throat. And she took a lie detector test, and she's telling the truth. She's not making up a story. She's telling the truth. She did it on purpose.
What?
She's a murderer. The thing is, and we contacted the police and we wanted to see if we could get her recharged on this, reopen the case, and we can't, and they won't, because of double jeopardy. So nothing can be done to her, because they screwed it up, and she took a plea, and it was a sweetheart deal for her, and the only punishment she gets is she gets nothing from you, she gets nothing from me, she gets no redemption, she gets nothing. She gets to go in her grave knowing that she did this and she's going to suffer for it, and she's going to rot in hell.
I asked God to punish her in the first place. He's been punishing her this long and letting it eat at her this long. I hope it eats her until she's gone. I hope it eats. I hope she lives till she's 150 and it eats at her every single day of it. I hope it eats worse than cancer. That woman destroyed my life. Not just my child's life. My life.
I'm going to give you the opportunity. Would you like to speak to Jeannie? I won't let her say one word, but I want to give you an opportunity if you want to say something to Jeannie. And we'll do it right here. It's up to you.
Yes, I think I do.
All right. I'll go get her. Just have a seat. We'll be right back. Kimberly wants to say something to you.
Okay.
When you go in that room, you don't say a word. Not one word. I don't want you bawling in her.
Okay.
I don't want you crying. And you don't get to say one word to her.
Yes, sir.
I don't care if she asks you anything. You keep your mouth shut and you listen to what she has to say.
Yes, sir.
Jeannie, we're here today at your request. I've heard what you told Steve. I understand that you no longer have a relationship with your own son. I turned your punishment over to God a long time ago because I didn't feel like the public legal system could ever do enough, no matter what they did. And I asked him then if it ever turned out that you lied, that it was no accident, that you did this on purpose, that it would eat at you for the rest of your life. Apparently it does. Apparently it has. I hope it always does. And if you've lost your own son in any way because of this, you asked for it. I had nothing to do with it, but you deserve it. The only difference is that your son is still out there walking and alive and building his life. My son never had that. And the rest of my life was destroyed because of what you did to him. If your life has been bad because of that, good. I hope it hurts. I hope it hurts forever. I hope until there is no time limit. There is no time limit. If you burn in hell for this, I hope you feel every flicker of flame and every degree. But more than anything else, I hope somewhere down the line you go confess to the person that really needs to hear it, and you bend your knees to God, because He's the only one that can ever give you absolution, peace, or forgiveness, because you'll never get it from me. And that's all I have to say to you.
Get out. You must have some memories of your son.
Of course I have memories of my son. He was my first child. He was my only child at the time. I was only 22. Yes, I have memories. I have memories of the pain that followed when the only thing I wanted was to feel his arms around my neck where they used to be. And I know as a father, you know how that feels. And even though I've had other children since then, I've adopted children since then, as a parent, I can tell you, I don't care how many children you have, if you lose one, there will never be another pair of arms that can replace them. There will never be another child that fits in your arms the same way. You won't love them any less, but they're not going to fit the same. They're not going to feel the same. They're not going to be a replacement. My son was my everything. He was my life. He was my reason for living. And to lose him, I lost myself. For several years, it was very, very bad. I did a lot of stupid things. I didn't care. I didn't care if I lived or died. I certainly lost whatever good name I had, because just if people only know your face and they don't know who you are as a person, they'll believe anything. Anything anybody tells them. And nobody tells you, well, she made a mistake and her son got killed because of it. They run around saying she killed her son. And so everybody looks at me like I'm a killer. And this woman gets off scot-free, almost.
Well,
Does less time than most people do for repeated speeding tickets.
well, maybe this is, at least you get something out of it. You get the fact that she came on, she confessed, the whole world's going to see. Everybody that you know is going to see. I don't know. I would hope that it could give you some peace, but I don't know. I can never understand the depths of your pain, the suffering of losing a child.
I hope you never have to go through any of it yourself. I hope nobody in your audience ever has to experience it. I hope nobody anywhere in the world ever has to lose a child to somebody else's stupidity. And if there is anything that happened on this show today that will prevent it from ever happening to just one more child, just one child, then my son didn't die for no reason. So thank you.
Thank you. Set furnishings provided by Rent-A-Center. We make it easy to make it your own.